Good evening, or good morning, good noon, or good midnight, whenever and wherever you're watching this. Welcome to the Sunday Poem. Today, it's a poem by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who is, of course, most well known for being the inventor of Sherlock Holmes, the ingenious detective who, as the main character of 4 detective novels and 56 short stories, became one of the most influential characters in all of fiction. Arthur Conan Doyle was not only a writer, though, but also a physician. He studied medicine at the University of Edinburgh Medical School and graduated with Bachelor of Medicine and Master of Surgery degrees. Over the years, he was the doctor on the Greenland whaling ship Hope of Peterhead, was ship surgeon on the SS Mayumba. During a voyage to the West African coast, he studied at the Portsmouth Eye Hospital, later extended these medical studies in Vienna, Venice, and Milan. Doyle also served as a volunteer physician during the Second Boer War in South Africa and worked in several medical practices. As a man of science, Doyle was also what nowadays we would probably call a myth-buster. As a strong supporter of compulsory vaccination, he wrote several articles denouncing the views of anti-vaccinators. I think it's safe to say that Doyle's scientific education was one major influence for the tone of his fiction and specifically also the deductive method of his most famous creation, Sherlock Holmes. But despite all of his rational approach, Arthur Conan Doyle was also a spiritualist. And his deep belief, one might say obsession with the supernatural, led to a falling out with another mythbuster of this time. Many call him even the original mythbuster, the American illusionist and magician and frauds hunter Harry Houdini. A fascinating story that I will take a closer look at in a video in the near future. So let's finally come to today's poem that, at least as I see it, perfectly illustrates the two sides of Arthur Conan Doyle, the scientist Arthur Conan Doyle, and the man of spiritualism. Here is the poem Darkness. A gentleman of wit and charm, a kindly heart, a cleanly mind, one who was quick with hand or purse to lift the burden of his kind. A brain well balanced and mature, a soul that shrank from all things base, so rode he forth that winter day, complete in every mortal grace. And then the blunder of a horse, the crash upon the frozen clods, and death? No such dignity, but life all twisted and at odds in body and in soul, degraded to some brutish state, a being loathsome and malign, debased, obscene, degenerate. Pathology? The case is clear. The diagnosis is exact. A bone depressed, a hemorrhage, the pressure on a nervous tract. Theology? There's the rub. since brain and soul together fade, then, when the brain is dead enough. Lord, help us, for we need thine aid.